This was something I saw doing the rounds on Twitter. Another racist white Karen, the white people are at it again and all that. But then it turns out that that wasn't the entire story, and now lawsuits seem to be on the table. NYC hospital Karen paid for the city bike at centre of viral fight with black man, lawyer says. The lawyer for a Manhattan hospital worker accused of taking a city bike from a young black man who claimed that he paid for the two-wheeler provided receipts that he says show she was the one who actually purchased the ride at the centre of the viral incident. So basically, pardon, she paid for it. It was hers. This guy tried to take it. She tried to stop him from taking it, and as a result, she lost her job and got branded as a racist, stereotypical white Karen to the entire internet, when it turns out she actually wasn't at fault at all. The Bellevue hospital employee, who was branded a Karen on social media afterward, rented the bike first, lawyer Justin Marino said in a statement to the Post on Wednesday. He also provided two city bike receipts from May the 12th, which were time-stamped just minutes apart. The first receipt, reviewed by the Post, shows the bike being taken out before it was relocked 1 minute later, which Marino said is the bike seen in the video because the guy did grab it and shove it back into the lock. The second receipt shows another bike being taken out a minute later from the same docking station and was the bike Marino said his client used to get home after being heckled and pressured to find a new bike by the group. The hospital employee, who Marino says is a 6 months pregnant physician assistant, was placed on leave by NYC Health Plus Hospitals this week after her heated encounter with the men emerged online Saturday and has been viewed tens of millions of times. Marino called the cotton tape interaction incomplete and lacking facts, as most things are, because believe it or not, the internet not all the time is a reflection of real life. That's why loads of people think that, oh my god, on Twitter there's communists and fucking socialists everywhere. They aren't. They're just loud. They're just loud. You'll actually be quite hard pressed to find. I mean, I know a few places I could go right now and find some of them. The job centre being one. He said after the healthcare worker wrapped up her 12-hour shift, she got an available bike, which no individuals were on or touching, and paid for it through the Citi Bike app on her phone. As she backed it up from the docking station, a group of 5 people approached her and claimed the bike was theirs, he said. One or more individuals in that group physically pushed her bike with her on it back into the docking station, causing it to relock, Marino said in the written statement. One of the individuals then covered the bike's QR code, stopping her from paying for it again so she could leave, Marino said. In blocking the QR code, the individual's arm was touching my client's pregnant stomach, a condition of which she had made them aware, he added. Throughout this time and for the remainder of the video, roughly 5 individuals were telling her to get off the bike and heckling her. The fact anyone would treat another person like this is tragic, especially a visibly pregnant woman, he said. The roughly 90-second clip that begins mid-confrontation shows the woman dressed in hospital-branded scrubs screaming for help as she tugs at the bike. Help me, please help me, she yells. Well, I mean, if you were a pregnant woman and you get surrounded by 5 guys who were, like, physically accosting you, you would probably shout for help. The young man kept his grip on the bike's handlebars and repeatedly told the woman that he already paid to use that particular bike and it wasn't hers. Get off me, you're hurting my fetus, the woman then shouted as she pushed the man away. I'm not touching you, you're putting your stomach on my hand, the man replied. Halfway through the clip, the hospital worker appears to start crying as another man in the same scrubs approached the melee to see what was going on. The young man again claimed to the woman the bike was on his account and asked her to move before she rented another bike on the advice of her colleague. Some social media users called the interaction racist, while others compared the situation to when Amy Cooper called the police on a black birdwatcher in 2020 and lost her job over it. The NYPD said it did not receive any 9/11 calls over this incident. Marino said his client is a dedicated hospital worker who has treated literally thousands of New York City residents of all backgrounds and ethnicities. Simply, her entire life has been focused on helping others, irrespective of their background, Marino said. But we all know these days that's not enough. That literally isn't enough these days. NYC Health Plus Hospitals called the video disturbing when announcing she was placed on leave Tuesday. The hospital system said she would remain on leave pending a review of the incident. Marino declined to comment on anything tied to his client's employment on Wednesday. NYC Health Plus Hospitals did not immediately return a request for a comment on Wednesday. But basically what I do know is this lawyer's coming in to represent this woman because a bunch of news organisations and people on Twitter and everybody else were all branding her your typical racist car, and look at her trying to take this black guy's bike and blah, 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 and everyone. It turns out that's not the story. She did pay for the bike. It was her bike. She had all rights to use the bike. These people then came over and accosted her. And because she tried to defend herself, she's the one that lost her job and she's the one that's getting attacked online. Because when it comes to certain interactions nowadays involving particular groups of people, you're never the victim no matter what happens. No matter what happens, you just have to shut your mouth and accept whatever's coming to you. Like that little, that little dickhead on TikTok who's trying to cry racism because he got arrested for assaulting and threatening people and stealing dogs and just trespassing into random people's houses and stuff like that. You're not allowed to say anything about it. So if anybody ever does anything like that to you and they belong to any of the protected groups, the privileged groups, you just keep your mouth shut and you take what's coming to you. After all, you don't want to be a racist now, do you?